Hello, this is Paul from quickandmobile.com. We are here with the world's greatest walker because it is motorized and has a lot of assistive technology, and it is, of course, a hybrid device, the Wheelator. We are in beautiful Dunedin, Florida. We are right near the bay, and we are going to use this walker to enjoy our day. I know that people love to find out where to find more information online. It's quickandmobile.com. You can give us a telephone call as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this card in our under-seat basket here, where we have a total of 2 batteries. One battery operates the machine, but as you can see right now, you don't have to have any batteries operating this machine. I do have 2 250-watt hub motors in the rear wheels. And of course, I have all of the regular safety features that you would find on a regular Wheelator or walker. I have the ability to use it as a regular Wheelator or walker, but I have a lot more in store that this device can do that I'm going to demonstrate. So let's take a look real quick just at the road. Now, this is a very, very unique part of Florida because it kind of, at least in this part, we've really preserved, or there's beautiful preservation of old Florida, but we have some kind of tough roads here. And to me, I mean, let's take a look here. I mean, you can see really on video, it's tough to see like how elevation changes. You can kind of see the difference between my feet. One foot's up, one foot's down. This is not ideal terrain to go walking. So let's take a look and let's see what we can do. Now, I do want to point out a couple things, okay? This is completely adjustable in multiple ways, 38 inches to like 33 inches, and the back rest is completely adjustable as well. We've done so many videos on this device. I know we're going to do a lot more, but I would suggest that you would subscribe to our channel so we can kind of show you the different videos. And of course, we see that we have a joystick here. It turns into a motorized wheelchair. It's a hybrid device. I like to have the handles right about where my hip sockets are. I have kind of long arms, and I'm 6 feet tall and I weigh a little bit over 220 pounds at the time of this video. We have 9-inch front wheels here. We have aluminum alloy, aircraft grade aluminum alloy front casters, and we have 8-inch rear wheels. We don't have any inner tubes, and of course, like I said, we have a couple motors, one motor in each wheel, and we have adjustable tension on the brakes as well. So we have a lot of features. Even if this had no motors, it has a lot of features. We have a back joystick as well. So if I was just using this as a regular walker, there are a lot of hazards for me. I mean, it does stabilize, but if it goes over and slips, then I'm in big trouble. I mean, it's something that's not good. So if I take a look here on this joystick, I'm going to press the power button. It's a little bit bright out today. That's where I'm wearing my hat and my sunglasses. I'm going to do the responsible thing, not get too much sun. So I've turned that on, and you can see that there's 0, 3 right now. I'm going to change this. I want the most resistance. C1, C2, C3. I'll show you that in just a little bit, but I had 0, 1. So this provides resistance for me. Now, you can kind of see that it's not so easy for me to push this device. Now look at this. You see how these handles have give? The beautiful thing about this, because it does fold up sideways, it weighs just 32 pounds without the battery. It does have a good amount of give actually in the frame, so it's not stiff and rigid. It allows me to traverse these difficult kind of terrains. Now I can't go faster because the device is resisting. I have an electrical current in those motors, the rear motors of the device. And I mean, this is just really, when it comes down to it, an absolute wide awake nightmare. If I don't have good balance, if I have bad ankles, if I have bad knees, if I have bad legs, hips, you name it, or if I'm just shaky and don't have good balance. Now I'm to the point here where I just want to demonstrate a couple other features. So I'm going to press the little M. So this manually allows me to put a little bit less tension on here so I can go a little bit faster. And now I am having the ability to very kind of easily have enough resistance. I'll demonstrate what happens. What if I do slip? What if I do fall actually? It has anti-slip technology. So if there's downward and forward pressure on this device is what happened in a fall, you're going to see this say EE. It's going to lock up for about 10 seconds and it's going to totally stabilize you. Beeps. My full weight is forward. I've stabilized myself. I've stood up and I feel the machine basically unlock. So right there, that to me is worth its weight in gold, just that one feature, because one slip, one fall can change your life for a very bad way. And this right here is, as you just saw, proof positive, prevented me from slipping and falling and not having a good day. I would like to go over there to the bay and really kind of take a look at what's out there and enjoy it. So now I'm going to kind of change paces, because what if I get a little bit tired but I still feel great when I'm walking? I'm going to press that M a couple more times. Let's take a look here. This says C1 on the actual joystick. So that allows me to have the power to press this little thumb pad and the device is moving. So now it's giving me power assistance and it's allowing me, I can make it faster too, but I don't want to go faster because I want to stabilize myself as I am walking on the grass and the gravel. So maybe I've stabilized myself and gotten to a better situation. I'm going to press this M button one more time. I'm going to go to C2 and you can see that it's going a lot faster. And it really doesn't have any issue going over these bumps. I mean, I'm kind of pushing down on it. I'm walking. I feel very secure. I feel very safe. I mean, I can kind of really put a lot of weight on this device, and I don't have any issues here. And I'm even here. I went through kind of little divot, little bowl, and I'm walking. And look at that. I made it to the end. Now, there's a couple really important things here that if I do make it to the end and all of a sudden I don't think that I can make it back and I'm super tired, I want to show you what this device does. And this is really, really, really unique. I'm going to press the power button on the rear joystick off. Now, I like to think about this as the world's greatest walker. Why do I call it the world's greatest walker? Because the assistive technology that it has. So I'm going to lower this a little bit to make my back a little bit more comfortable. It's not the world's greatest wheelchair, but it turns into a wheelchair literally in seconds. And of course those fold down as well. Totally adjustable. Like I said, we have a lot of videos, a lot of content that we've made about the Wheelator. So it's a great time. If you haven't already done so, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos like this naturally in your feed. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to press the button on the rear controller. And of course, if you're thinking that it's in one of the C modes and I could act as somebody who is giving care, you're absolutely right, you could. We'll wait a couple seconds here and we'll change this to the regular 0-1. Now, isn't it wonderful that with technology like this, you have the ability to participate. You have the ability to look at the people in the golf carts having a good time, to be right there with the people on the scooters, right there next to the water. You have the ability to participate in life, and that is extremely important as far as I'm concerned. I have stabilized this device. People always ask. They always want to know. So 0-1, it stabilized the device. So it's locked it in place for me. I'm sitting down and I'm going to turn the front joystick on. I'm going to use this as a motorized wheelchair. Something really important that I want to talk about before we really get too far. So I'll go a little bit, we'll get up here, and we can see that I'm not having any issues. And I'm on gravel, and I'm driving. And I'm not on perfectly stable gravel. And you can see how the frame, it gives. The way the frame is designed, it kind of gives, so you're not really absorbing all that energy. Now, I'm going to stop for a moment, and I do want to take this time to just point out a couple things. Let's look at how I'm sitting. I'm 6 feet tall. I weigh about 220 pounds, maybe a pound or two more, and you can see that I'm all the way to the back. My back is on the backrest of the device. My arms are on the armrest. My foot is on the footrest. And I have my tailbone pretty much all the way to the back of the seat. This is a very, very important small detail that I'm showing you. And I'm going to explain to you, and I'm going to demonstrate, and hopefully I'm not going to eat it too badly when I demonstrate why that small detail is absolutely mandatory if you want to be enjoying a Wheelator. Now, to me, if I'm using this as a wheelchair more than 30% of the time, I've kind of missed the point. I should just buy a motorized wheelchair. Now, I'm going to get up to a pretty dangerous point in the road. Now, if I'm using this as a walker, it's easy peasy. I have no problems, no issues. Now, you're seeing proof positive. We never edit our videos, not a single one of them. We're in a pretty bad area right here. Now, if I decided that I don't quite have the body type that fills this walker out as much as it does for me, and I'm sitting like this, which I've seen people do, and I've had telephone calls. You see, my butt is not all the way to the back of the seat. So what have I done? I have very successfully brought all my body's weight and my gravity forward.
Center of gravity.
So my center of gravity is forward. So you see what I can do? I mean, if I'm here and I lean forward, that's not going to happen, okay? Now, if I scoot my butt just 3 inches forward, and this is probably one of the most important safety videos I think I've ever made, look what happens. That's a disaster waiting to happen. So if you are going to use this as a wheelchair, if your butt is not all the way back to the end of the seat, at very minimum, you are asking for a problem. So we're going to kind of move this forward a little bit again, and we're going to basically get into another very unique area here. So now I've kind of gotten to a space where I'm stuck. Can I back out? Yes, I can back out, or I can go forward. You can see that the wheels are very powerful, but if I was using this as a walker, I wouldn't have an issue with this, or maybe if I had an Eagle wheelchair, I wouldn't have an issue with this as well. So I'll go ahead and get myself out of the bad situation, and I'll explain another really, really bad and really dangerous situation. And you're looking at it. Believe it or not, you're looking at it right here. See how these wheels are turned? Both the wheels are turned to the side. And this is another perfect example of if I am using this as a wheelchair, the wheels are turned to the side, I scoop myself a little bit forward and it's a lot more unstable. So the ideal way that you want to use this device is you want, of course, be sitting back here and be sitting kind of upright. It's a pretty simple thing. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of here. I actually was. And it's kind of amazing. Now, this is another great example. And I've got a phone call about this, and I had a lengthy conversation about this exact thing. I'm going to demonstrate as a wheelchair, and then I'm going to demonstrate as a walker. I would need somebody, really, to get behind me and to make me feel comfortable to push. Now, I had no problem that way, but we saw just a couple seconds ago that I tried to go where it's just a little bit thicker. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm living in a neighborhood that's not literally a brand new neighborhood where they just poured the cement within the last couple of years, your sidewalk's going to not be level. You're going to have things that look like that. You're going to have roots that stick up. You're going to have driveways that are at an angle. These are all things to think about. would I use this as a wheelchair to try to navigate difficult situations if I think that there's dirt or grit on the road? Well, if I had somebody to help me out, I definitely could, and I wouldn't really hesitate. And if I am going over a little bit of a threshold as a wheelchair, I kind of want to get a little bit of speed, and I kind of want to be leaning back. And you see that it's a very, very capable device. But if I am not familiar with this device yet, because I spent hours and hours and hours with this device already, multiple hours. If I'm not familiar with it, it's going to give me issues if I'm going to go actively looking for the most difficult possible terrain that I can find. So I'm just turning this off. We can kind of see that I'm getting this turned off in real time. I've folded it up. I've showed you where the batteries are. You've got 2 batteries with this device. We give you one free, actually, and you can see right there, it's FAA travel compliant. All the information is directly there on the battery. Charges right on the joystick. And I'm going to show you again why I really consider this the world's greatest walker. Because that issue that I had a relatively challenging time with as a wheelchair, and I've got news, it doesn't matter if you're in a 500-pound wheelchair. It doesn't matter if you're in a lightweight wheelchair with small or big back wheels. Things like this are going to be problematic. There is one type of wheelchair the terrain like this is not problematic in, and that's the wheelchairs that have tank treads. If you want to spend about $20,000 to $40,000 on one of those wheelchairs, you can be my guest, and you're going to need to get a trailer to load it up on as well. But any other wheelchair, just because of the way that it's set up in physics, these issues will create problems. They will create safety concerns. So let's go ahead and show how easy it is to use this as a walker to get over this. And I'm going to basically go on level 2, and you can see that it just allows me the stability and the sure-footedness to really kind of look at what I'm doing, and the device is not running away from me. The frame is moving as it's supposed to, the motors are doing what they're supposed to, the wheels are doing what they're supposed to. I can even very easily turn around, and I can on the fly switch this. So I'm using my thumb pad, and I'm very easily, I mean, literally, I'm going to go over the worst possible side of this as a walker, and look at that. That right there, that is why this is the world's greatest walker. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll show you one more time where you can find this device. It's on quickandmobile.com. You're welcome to give us a telephone call. And I don't want to sound like I'm giving a lecture, but I do want to show people how to get the most possible enjoyment out of your freedom, out of your mobility with the Wheelator. Thank you for watching.